Hello and welcome again to the short video number 12 in the series Heart to Soul. This short video will basically look at solitude, spiritual solitude. If we are called by God to holiness of life, and if holiness of life is beyond our natural power to achieve, which it certainly is, then it follows that God Himself must give us the light, the strength, and the courage to fulfill the task that He requires of us. And He will certainly give us the grace we need. That's a famous quote by Thomas Merton. And Francis says, "No one is to be called an enemy. All are your benefactors, and no one does you harm. You have no enemy except yourself." So let us come back to solitude. What is solitude saying to the one in divine service, to one who's living a life of simplicity and detachment from materialism, where the values of the world, the designer label, a follower of fashion, really doesn't have a part to play in your journey? Solitude is helpful because solitude empowers the heart to embrace silence, which, as we know, is the gateway to God. And here Matthew Fox says, solitude is not only helpful, but it also helps us attain that aloneness, so that your contemplation is not disturbed. In your mind, cultivate aloneness to the utmost, and if you sense any sound or movement that breaks your meditation, or if any material imagining arises within you, then your soul's contemplation will be severed from the upper worlds, for through the sweetness of melody, aloneness descends upon them, and they strip their souls. Then the musicians stop the melody, and the prophets remain in that supernal state of union, and they prophesy. Solitude is not something to fear. It is a pass into our deep soul, the innermost recesses of our inner sanctum. And if one attains the mystery of equanimity, one will attain the mystery of aloneness. And having attained the mystery of aloneness, this person will attain the Holy Spirit. Who is the Holy Spirit? It is the presence of the Supreme Being. It is the voice, the beating heart, that exists between the Holy Father, Mother God, and their sons and daughters. One must also cultivate an ethical life in this aloneness. If you wish to attain aloneness, you must first return to God from having strayed and missed the mark. Train yourself to eliminate negative habits, such as anger, depression, impatience, and chatter. Experience a pure spirit speaking within you, words of Torah, wisdom, devotion, purity, and holiness, on its own, without your will or your ego or your head getting in the way. Meditation is a journey into the depth of one's soul, we agree to that, and your deep soul hides itself from consciousness. So you need to increase aloneness, elevation of thinking, penetration of thought, and liberation of the mind, until finally your soul reveals itself to you. But what is the soul? Why is it so difficult to access? Like Eckhart, the Kabbalah teaches about the mystery of the soul and its relation to nothingness. No one knows anything at all about the human soul. She stands in the status of nothingness, as it is written, The superiority of the human over the beast is Ayin. By means of this soul, the human being ascends higher than all other creatures and attains the glory of Ayin. The richness of what lies in the soul is very great. Nor can we estimate our own inner abundance. Our inner world is sealed and concealed, linked to a hidden something. Your soul will ultimately disclose itself to you. Your soul hides itself from consciousness, so you need to increase aloneness, elevation of thinking, penetration of thought, and liberation of mind, until finally your soul reveals itself to you, spangling a few sparkles of her lights. One learns to be still and wait for whatever is to come. Patience. One is not in control. Wisdom will come when she chooses. That which abides in thought yet cannot be grasped is called wisdom. Since you can never grasp, Hake, wait for Ma, what will come and what will be. This is the sublime primordial wisdom emerging out of a yin. Think of yourself as a yin and forget yourself totally. All is equal, life and death, ocean and dry land. My dear friends, solitude for the soul is like air that we breathe for the lungs, for survival. The two go hand in hand. The Kabbalah offers a way to meditate. Be totally alone. Do it at night. Empty your mind of all mundane vanities. Be filled with the awe of Shekinah. Wear clean garments or white, focusing your awe and love. Light many candles until your eyes shine brightly. Then you are ready to receive the abundant flow, and the abundant flows upon you, arousing you again and again. Now turn your thoughts to visualizing the name. For the one who has surrendered their heart to the mystical heart of God from one's monastery without walls, it is important to be disciplined. And that discipline comes from within. We begin to prioritize what is relevant and what is irrelevant. Like one of our community shared something rather interesting with us a few weeks ago when she said she held a party, a fabulous party, where drink was flowing and the buffet was, the feast for kings, and all her friends came. There were many people at this wonderful feast, and towards the end of that wonderful evening, where there was much laughter and jollity and great celebration, she asked them all to produce their mobile phone. And everybody looked at one another, but they showed her a mobile phone, and then she said, "Now delete my name from your mobile, because I have deleted yours from mine. And this is a celebration to thank you for being a part of my journey to today. Now it's time for me to take my power back and for me to go on my journey." Now for some that I shared this with, they thought, gosh, how harsh. And for others on the mystical path, they thought, how commendable. And that's what we have to do to protect our solitude and our aloneness, so that the heart and soul engage with one another. We have to release ourselves from the burdens of distraction, so that we can fly upwards and heavenwards without anything pressing on our wings. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the short talk. Namaste.